All right. All right. Welcome, everybody. Thank you all for coming. This is installment number 4 of the Winter Series 2021. The Winter Series, yes, indeed. And the title of this installment is How to Get Credit Lines and Business Loans, even with bad credit, no collateral, or cash flow. Okay. Just to introduce myself, my name is Noel A. Booker Sr. I'm the CEO at Business Credit Builder, L.US LLC. Notice the buttons at the bottom, how to get a free guide on how to build business credit and get your free business credit consultation. That's how you start building business credit. All right. Schedule consult. Okay. So let's review what we did do already in this winter series. In the winter series so far, we did a presentation on how to make your business credible and fundable. Credible in the eyes of the lender and positioned in such a way that you are most fundable. Okay? And that piece, what that includes really is just how you set up your business. Your name, your address, telephone number, and all that stuff. All right? The second part was business credit reporting agencies, Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, Equifax, right? And why you need access to your business credit reports. That's what we discussed, all right? And y'all can check this on the YouTube, all right? And the third one was how to create your credit profile using vendor accounts, okay? How to create your credit profile using vendor accounts. Okay. And today we're going to talk about how to get credit lines and business loans. Okay. So y'all can take notes. And I'm going to go really fast because this presentation, the slideshow is really longer than an hour, but we only have less than an hour, about 45 minutes to do this. All right. So I'm going to be zipping through and skipping some stuff, but I'm going to make sure you got what you need. Okay. And also know that at 7 o'clock, right after this presentation, we do a big presentation on how to build your business credit from the beginning to the end. And you get to ask more questions than you're going to be able to ask in this presentation. But you can still ask questions here too. You can put them in the chat, or at the appropriate times, you can open up your mic. All right? Are you with me? If you're with me, somebody, all right, this is what you do. Put it in the chat. Put in the chat what type of business you rock. All right? What kind of business y'all dealing with? All right, just so we can know what's popping. All right? All right, do that for me. And when y'all do that, we're going to go over this little background of me. I was born and raised in New York City. I went to Morehouse. I did corporate accounting. My company's named MediaNet USA, and we do accounting and bookkeeping. We do websites, and now we're talking about business credit. Okay. All right. Let's see what kind of responses we got here. Okay. Gina's in the building. No. Okay. Dorian is in the building. Who we got? Management consulting practice. That's Gina. Dorian got the educational services. Carla got the real estate. So if y'all need a house, holla at Carla. Mr. Kennedy does clothing, e-commerce. Rich Tower in the building. Okay. The husband is listening as a DJ. Okay, I don't know what that means, but word. Thank you for supporting, right? Okay. Tavana Johnson, she got a dollar store type of joint popping. Oh yeah, I be going to dollar stores all the time. Clothing and travel, Nicole in the building. Nikki, she does bartending and clothing. All right, those are even the bartending. That's a business. All right, the business of the service, right? Okay, Doreen is on the speaker. We'll listen to the same Zoom. Okay, boom, boom, bap. And Valerie, she's in real estate. Thanks everybody for coming. Okay. So rock that chat box if y'all got some questions along the way. But this is gonna be real fast because we got to get out of here and do the big one at 7:00. And you can if you didn't register for the one at 7:00, you can go register. And I'm gonna put it right in the chat box right here. This is how you can register. Business. Oh, it's all caps. Business credit builder.us/events. Go ahead and register if y'all want to go to the 7:00 jammy. All right, let's go. Now, and I'm gonna summarize some of this stuff as I go through here too. All right. Okay. The cash access problem. Okay. Most business owners go to their bank when they need money. But according to the Department of Revenue, less than 2% of all business loans come from the big banks. Imagine that. Banks deal with very risky conservative risk. And business lending is very risk, as 90% of all businesses fail within their first 10 years. The result is that 89% of business bank applications are typically denied by the Small Business Lending Index. Okay, basically all that piece was saying was most business funding comes from alternative lenders and not the commercial bank. So if you go to the commercial bank and ask them to fund a loan for you, they're going to attempt to provide you with an SBA loan, which most of us don't really qualify for because you need the 3 C's. I'm going to tell you about the 3 C's, but most people don't qualify for those. Okay. I just want to get down to the nitty gritty. Okay. So conventional financing, SBA loans, qualifications. So if you go to the commercial bank, they're gonna attempt to give you an SBA loan. All right. So let's just go over what that means. All of the big banks and most smaller banks use the SBA loans as their primary business funding program. These types of conventional bank loans are very hard to qualify for, as the borrower must qualify for SBA guidelines and the lender's guidelines. SBA loans are also tough to qualify for because the lender and SBA will evaluate all aspects of the business and the business owner for approval. To get approved, all aspects of the business and business owner's personal finances must be near perfect to ever get approved. To get approved for the conventional loans, you must have excellent personal credit, no derogatory reported items, excellent bank credit, which means keeping over $10,000 cash in your account for 90 days straight, excellent business credit with a payday score of 80 or above. You need to have excellent financials to show that good net profits are increasing. You need to show you manage that cash flow good per your business personal bank statements. You'll need substantial collateral to offset what you're borrowing, sometimes equal to 100% of what's being borrowed. Other items you'll need to provide for approval include the profit and loss statement. That's the P&L. Okay. You're gonna need current and projected financial statements, including current and a detailed on the year projection of income and finances, and attach a written explanation as to how you expect to achieve this projection. Rich has a question. Would you recommend giving up some equity in order to raise capital? This is what I recommend, Rich. If your business needs some capital to actually buy something, not just to have on hand, right? To actually do something with that's gonna make your business take it to the next level or something like that, or to start your business or to jumpstart or something, it gotta be significant. Then there are solutions that we offer that will give you a business loan on the equity in your home. Okay, let me continue going. Okay, conventional financing. Okay, business certificate license. Your original business license or certificate of doing business. If your business is a corporation, stamp of approval. You're gonna need a loan application history, include records of any loans. They're gonna need a whole bunch of stuff to qualify for this SBA. I'm trying to tell you. Income tax returns, all right? Include your personal and your business federal income tax returns, your resume. They're gonna want a resume, okay? They're gonna do a personal background check. They want a business plan, all right? They're gonna pull your business credit reports. That's any place they're gonna pull your business credit reports, no doubt. Okay. Income tax returns. They're gonna need all your income tax returns. They're gonna need a business overview and history. Okay. They're gonna want you to do paragraphs and stuff. You know what I mean? Okay. Okay. Personal credit report. Okay. All right, we're gonna skip over that. Just know it takes all this stuff to qualify for a SBA loan and more. Okay. How to get approved for business financing. The great news is that there are a lot of funding options outside of the conventional SBA loans. Alternative financing is one of the most popular options available today. You can also get private money and crowdfunding. You know about crowdfunding. And you can even get business credit regardless of your personal situation. Okay? So, alternative business financing. All right? So we're going to go over some of the alternative business financing. Okay? Most alternative sources will lend you money based on your strengths. So as long as you have a strength, you can be approved. Okay. The 3 C's of lending. The 3 strengths you'll need one of to get approved. So for the SBA, you need all of the 3 C's. The 3 C's are cash flow, collateral, and credit. Okay, that's the 3 C's. In order to qualify for an SBA loan, you must have all 3 C's in excellent condition. Okay? Now, if you only got 2 of these, then you can qualify for stuff that's like the term loans and some equipment financing, right? And if you only got 1 of these, then there's some more alternative type of funding that you can get. Okay, depending on what it is. All right, every situation is different. Now, if you don't have any of these three C's, then that's when you start building your business credit. Okay, and with good business credit, you'll have more options than you had with none. Okay, all right. Okay. Cash flow financing is one of the most popular types of business financing today. Okay, I'm just going to give you a big a scenario, uh, a brief description of what this is. Right, cash flow financing. Cash flow financing is one of the three C's. Cash flow. Right. So you can qualify for cash flow financing if you got cash flow. So this type of funding for your business is for type of businesses that are already in existence. This is not for startups, okay? They're already in existence, right? And a lot of businesses use cash flow finance. So because businesses always, something happens with a business all the time, right? And this is what they do to get out of those situations. Like they might need to meet their payroll Friday, right? Or a piece of equipment just went out and they need that piece of equipment replaced like right now, right? So businesses, stuff happens, right? So this is what they use, cash flow financing. In order to qualify for cash flow financing, you need to show that you have $10,000 in deposits each month. And that's what a business does. A business that's in operations, they got money cash flow. So if you got, and all you got to do is show them your bank statements. And that's how you qualify. They're going to ask for actually this is what's going to happen. They're going to ask you for 3 months and then they're going to ask you for another 3 months. So just make sure you got 6 months ready, right? And also they want to see that you operate this account good. They want to know that they're going to have the money when it's time for them to get paid. All right. And you don't even need credit for this. Okay. You just need cash flow. Okay. Now, this is not for everybody because it's expensive, right? So it's for businesses that are in a situation. Cash flow finance. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Equity investors. Equity investors contribute money in exchange for a percentage of equity or ownership in your company. That's like the Shark Tank guys, right? So, my company, we have hundreds of legitimate lenders readily available, all right? But everybody got a different stipulation, right? See, these alternative lenders that I'm talking to you about, right? They specialize. So like at the commercial bank, they got a whole bunch of different products that they sell. A banking account, a savings account, a credit card, a business account, CDs, they got a whole bunch of stuff that they sell. But companies that fund businesses, they specialize in one or two things, right? So like you have the equity investors. So we have access to all of these that I'm getting ready to mention, right? So that's what they do. Private financing. With private financing, this is for like you just came close to getting the SBA loan. You got most of the stuff, but you just didn't qualify. So the private money, they're gonna want you to have some good financials and stuff like that. But basically, they're looking for a good idea, a good investment, right? Okay. That's just individuals and companies that are just sitting on stacks of money and they just invest, right? So we have a bunch of them. Let's go to the next. Collateral-based financing, all right? Collateral, okay? These are acceptable pieces of collateral, all right? Accounts receivable, okay? So accounts receivable is also known as factoring. Factoring. It's not for everybody, the factoring. This is like, I got a client that has a freight company and he funds his business through factoring. So what he does is his business is a freight, right? So they make a delivery and they send an invoice to get paid for the delivery, right? But it takes him 30 days to get the money for the invoice, okay? So what he does is he sells the invoice and gets paid in 24 hours. You don't have to wait the 30 days, all right? Now, that's not for everybody. That's for businesses that can batch their invoices and sell them like that, all right? Stocks, bonds, and other securities. That's like 401ks. Like say you got a 401k. Any of these types of investments, the investment stays intact and you can get a business loan on this investment and it stays intact. Let's say like the 401k, whatever you can take out of a 401k. Welcome everybody that just came in. They might have been sitting there a little while, but welcome everybody, welcome. So the stocks, bonds, and other the 401ks, you can get a business loan based on what you can take out of your 401k. The 401k stays intact. It keeps doing whatever it's doing, and you can get a business loan on that. And what that really is right, it's you going to work and they taking money out of your check and then they send this money to these companies, and these companies make a whole bunch of money off your little bit of money, right? And that's what that is. So this is an option that your investments like this, you can get a business loan on, okay? Inventory. So if you got an inventory like machinery, or if you have inventory that's over $100,000. Now this is not any inventory, right? So they're kind of particular on the inventory, and that you have it set up on an inventory accounting system and stuff like that, right? Purchase orders. Purchase orders is like government contracts. Okay, so if you have a government contract, and a lot of people do have government contracts, just because you got this government contract, it is like straight money. You can't go to commercial bank and ask for a loan with this government contract. Alternative funding, okay? Alternative funding does these like water, all right? You got a government contract, you need a piece of equipment to help you satisfy the government contract. You go to the right people, business credit builder, and you're gonna get funded like within a month on that government contract. All right. Okay. Collateral, equipment, 401ks, real estate. I tell you about the real estate. If you got equity in your home, you can get a business loan. Floor plans is for car dealerships. So if you got a car dealership, you'll work out something on the inventory of your car dealership. A book of business is for insurance agents. So insurance agents has a list of clients. That's what they call a book of business. And you can get a loan on that book of business, okay? So like, there's many different ways to get money for your business, right? Depending on everybody's situation is different, right? Accounts receivable factoring. I talked to you about the accounts receivable. That's the trucking example I gave you, right? So that's when they give you 80% of the invoices that you sell them, and then when the client pays up, then they settle up the balance. Okay. There's securities lines of credit. Okay. And all this stuff can either be given to you as a loan or it can be given to you as a credit line. Okay. So we have some that are specifically credit line stuff, like securities. So if you got securities that are valued, they'll give you 70-90% of the stock value. Okay. And they give you a working capital line of credit for that particular situation. You got inventory loans, all right? And go to details on the inventory loan. I'm not gonna go through all the details, but you need to have, I thought it was 100,000. But now they got 150,000 minimum inventory amount. Well, that's the loan amount, okay? But you need at least $100,000 in inventory, all right? Okay, purchase order financing. That's what I was telling you about, the government contracts, right? And they give you a letter. They give you a letter of credit when they do those. Okay, you see that? They give you 5,000, 500,000. You can get up to 95% of your existing purchase orders advanced. Okay. Equipment sales lease back. Borrow against existing equipment you own if you don't already have a lien. Lenders will undervalue equipment by possibly up to the 50% to determine the fire sale value. So they're going to give you a loan based on the fire sale value. Okay? One of those lease back situations, all right? And they may require the first and last month's payments, okay? And they loan up to $2 million. 401k financing. I told you about that one already, right? 401k financing. Okay. Here goes a good one. This is the real estate program that I really like, right? This one is for house flippers, right? So you got to prove that you can flip a house. You need a FICO score of 660. I think that's lower than that. Okay. I think it's lower than that 660. Every situation is different, right? But if you're close to that, I would even do it. I would do that if you're in this. But you have to be able to prove that you flipped the house. You must have cash on hand into escrow. That's normal real estate stuff. And they give you up to 65% of your after repaired value. Okay, so they buy the property and help you make the repairs. Okay. Yeah. We can do that, Dorian, no doubt. Okay. Commercial real estate financing. Okay. So you can get 75,000 to $20 million loan amounts. Get up to 55% loan to value for refinances. 20 to 30 year loans. Rates of 4 to 8%. 650 FICO score needed for approval. Okay. Conventional and SBA 504 loans are available. Okay. So we have different options with being able to finance you, depending on your situation. Okay. Floor plan. Remember I told you about the floor plans? That's for car dealerships, basically. Inventory of cars to get a revolving line of credit. When each piece of collateral is sold by the dealer, the loan advance against that piece of collateral is repaid. The book of business, I told you about the book of business. That is the insurance agents, right? They go to details there. We're not doing the details in this one. I am going to do this one in full where we go into more depth and not skim over this stuff. But there are situations that you can get funding just for your signage, or if you got a vehicle you want to wrap. See, there are companies that all they do is signage loans or vehicle wrap loans. You see, Credit-based financing. Okay, this is for if you got good personal credit, okay? Good personal credit, and you want to get business credit fast, and you want to get access to money within 3 weeks, okay? But you just need a 685 credit score or more, okay? Approval amounts from 10,000 to 150,000. Business credit reporting. Okay, so what happens with this is that they'll look at your personal credit. They'll look at your highest revolving credit limit, and they will match it on 5 credit cards. So let's say, for instance, you got a Home Depot card. There's a $30,000 limit on your Home Depot card. They're going to give you 5 cards with $30,000 on. And when you make a payment on these cards, they report to the business credit reporting agencies. So you get approved because you got good personal credit, but they report to the business credit reporting agency. Okay. All right. And that's a good one right there. A lot of people do this one to access money fast. All right. And they get to build their business credit real fast. Okay. All right. Get started building your business credit by scheduling your free business credit consultation. I thank everybody for coming. We're going to open up the mic to see if y'all got any questions. And at 7 o'clock, we're going to do the big webinar where I go through all the steps and show you how to build business credit. Okay? All right, any questions? Open up. What up? You want to go back to slide on the 401k financing. Let's go back there. 401k. Here we go. Boom. So the 401k financing, this is how that works. 401k or the IRAs can be used up to 100% financing. Rates usually less than 5%. You are basically investing your 401k into your own business instead of buying stocks in other businesses. Okay? There are no tax ramifications based on proven IRS strategies. Okay? So you're not penalized for getting a loan based on your 401k. Your 401k stays intact. Okay? This is low risk to the lender, so it's usually less than 5% interest. Let's see. Dorian, did we answer that question? Did we get that? And I see you, Tavana. Okay, did we get?
Yes, you did. Thank you
Okay.
so much for that.
Cool. That's what's up right there. Okay. Tavana, do you recommend any lenders for unsecured business credit cards? Okay. Now, these unsecured lenders for business credit cards, they're really hard to find because these lenders out there, they change requirements all the time, right? So when you schedule a business credit consultation with me, then I'm gonna lead you right to them. Okay. And so see, this is how we do it, right? We got a synchronized way to apply for all of these all at the same time. We figure out which ones are going to be able to approve you based on what we're looking at, and then we apply for them all at the same time. That's how, if you do this on your own and you go find a company, right, and you might get approved for that first one. The second one ain't gonna approve you because they saw that inquiry on the first one. So we do it in a synchronized manner that they don't see the other inquiries at the time that we are applying. So that's how we make it happen. So that's something that's really hard to find, because if you go out there and you put in search, right, business unsecured credit cards or whatever, you're gonna come up with all these Capital One cards that say we're a business credit card. But when you ask them who they report to, which is one of the two questions that you need to ask all vendors, they say TransUnion. And that's not a business credit card. Just because they say it's a business credit card don't mean they report to the business credit reporting agencies. That's what you need to know. And they're really hard to find. So holla at me, we'll get you hooked up. All right? Y'all know how to do it, right? Get started. You schedule a free business credit consultation. Anybody got any more questions? And we're gonna get ready. We're gonna get ready for the next one at 7 o'clock. But y'all still got a good 10 minutes of asking questions. If there's something you want me to go back over that we skipped over real fast, we can go back. What up?
I have a question if I'm able to ask.
Yeah. Who's that? Candy?
Yes.
All right, Candy. It's your microphone. What you gonna do?
Yeah. Okay. So my question is about the unsecured credit portion of it. I know you said you need a 685. So mine is currently like at a 640. I'm working on it, but I'm saying when I get to that 685, how soon will I be able to get a business loan credit, or what will I need in place? Will it just be the credit number, or will it be the whole credit profile, or how would that work?
They're gonna look at the TransUnion, right? But they're also gonna look at your highest limits. So just because you got a 685, all your limits might be $50, then it's not gonna work for you. You know what I mean? So you need to work on your limits, which means I don't consult on personal credit, but in business credit, this is what we do to increase limits, right? We increase limits by making on-time payments and then calling them and asking for an increase. Okay.
Right.
That's how we do it in business. That's how I tell people to build their limits for business credit. And it's probably very similar for consumer.
Right. So when I actually start to apply for the business credit, what steps would I have to go through for the business credit cards? Would I just need to, how would I apply? How would I actually go with that process?
Okay. You would schedule a consultation with me. You see the screen on there now? It's businesscreditbuilder.us/consult.
Okay.
Right. You schedule with me, right? But basically the steps is you need a business, because this is for a business, right? So you need the steps that I've already taught in the winter series.
Yeah, so I got the LLC, I got the professional email, I got the 1-800 number and the local number, and I did the 411 listing. So I did the previous steps. I'm just trying to build.
Then when you got that 685, then you in there like swimwear, no doubt.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Okay, Nikki, can everybody see what's on the screen right now? Nikki, can you see the screen? You can schedule a free business credit consultation by going to businesscreditbuilder.us/consult. You got that? I'm gonna have to put that in. I'm gonna have to type that out too again. Business credit builder.us/consult. Any more questions? Nikki, you get that? Nikki, what up? Nikki. Hey, Nikki, you're so fine. All right. Any more questions? What up, though? Yo.
Hey,
Oh, you know what? I've been putting this directly to Dorian, and I'm supposed to be putting this in the general chat.
hey, can I ask you a
Yeah.
question?
Yeah, go ahead. Run it.
What's the business credit bureaus again?
The business credit bureaus are, and that wasn't part of this particular seminar, but now that you ask,
Oh, I've been, my bad.
but
My bad. You talked
I
about
ain't
it
got
on the
no
last
problem.
one last week. My bad.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, here we go. You ready?
Yep.
Dun and Bradstreet. Dun and Bradstreet is the biggest, which means they have the most files. Because all these companies do is take in information and then they repackage the information and they sell it, right? So this company, Dun and Bradstreet, they have the most files, the most information by far, all right? The second one is Experian. Experian is the one that's mostly used, okay, by lenders, by accounts, by stores that's trying to give you credit, right? They look at Experian, okay? But Dun and Bradstreet, you can't build business credit without Dun and Bradstreet. And then there's Equifax, okay? This one you'll use less. Less vendors will check Equifax, okay? But you still need to have vendors that report to Equifax, okay? All right, did I answer that question?
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah. Two all. Then Nikki might have left. All right. All right, now I put it in there. Before I put it directly as a direct message, but that's cool. All right, any more questions? What up, though? No more questions? What?
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, D.
I wanted to know, do you recommend obtaining 2 to 3 tier 1 trade lines at a time to build up your business credit, or kind of just
Two,
working with
2 to
one?
3? Okay, that's a good question. Okay, that's a good question. Now, you already know that, well, we build business credit in 4 tiers, okay? And everybody else, in case you're listening, when she said tiers, we build business credit in 4 tiers of vendors, right? So each tier, we give you about 15 vendors and say, pick 3 of these. Now, I wouldn't do 2. I would probably stick to 3 each month. All right. Now you can be more aggressive and do 5 each month. Okay. That's the aggressive way. 5 each month. But 3 each month, you're going at a good pace because you're gonna have to track this stuff. Okay. Because these companies reporting your trade line is not their way of making money. So it's not on the high priority for them. Okay. So sometimes they might send it, they might not send it, they might send it late. So when you are making payments on these transactions, you need to be able to track this stuff. Okay. Welcome back. Whoever I let right back in. Okay. Did I answer that question? Or did I go too far? Did I go around the book?
You did. I just wanted to, I just wanted to see if it made sense, having 2 to 3 and just working on those, or just having that one, and then letting that take some time to build up, 6 months to a
Right.
year, or what have
Yeah.
you. But you
You can do one at a time. You can do it as slow as you want to. You can do it as slow as you want to, but I recommend at 3 is the level, 3 a month. So that's what I do with my clients my clients, we sit down and we strategize what 3 we're gonna get, when to buy it, when to pay it, and then when to look for it on the business credit report. And you gotta do that, so you gotta have, it's not for everybody, right? You gotta do that administrative stuff. Okay, we got 1 more minute. Any last questions? Just know that at 7 o'clock at the top of the hour, we start another webinar. You can go register for that at businesscreditbuilder.us/events. Any more questions? Come on now. The regulars, y'all know I'm down for the questions now. That's what feeds me to give y'all info. All right, so bust it. Top of the hour, we're gonna run the big webinar on how to get $250,000 and how to build your business credit from scratch to going to get some money. All right, using your EIN. All right, we're gonna go over all the details. Coming up next, word. This is businesscreditbuilder.us. Oh. If y'all are watching on social media or something like that, make sure y'all do the likes and the follows. All right. Make sure y'all subscribe to our YouTube. Get the YouTube hooked up. On the subscribe, the like, hit the notifications. You get the notifications, all that. Right. All right. Thank y'all for coming. Make sure y'all schedule for a consult at businesscreditbuilder.us/consult. And I'll talk to y'all later. Peace. Oop.